Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we will be learning about how to answer comparison questions in the reading exam. First we will look at how to unpack the exam style question so we can really understand what it's asking us to do. Let's have a look at this question. Using text A and text B, compare what the writers think about the use of social media. Provide two similarities or differences from the text. The first thing to do is to highlight the important parts of the question so you can really understand how to answer it. Okay, so we can see that the question wants us to look at text A and text B. It wants us to compare what the writers think, that's the writers' opinions about the use of social media, and then it asks for two similarities or differences from the texts. It's also very important to take a note of how many marks the question is worth so you know how many parts of the answer you need to give. The next step is to read the texts and pick out some relevant points that help us to answer this comparison question. If we have a look at text A first of all, we can see it's about the joy of social media. And a very good thing to do is to read the first sentence of each of the sections to really get a feel for what the text is about. Social media connects us to the world. Social media gives us educational opportunities. Local and public issues can be shared on social media. Finally, social media is the new way to advertise. So we can see that the points here are all quite positive. So this writer definitely sees social media as a positive thing. Now let's zoom in a little bit on the text and find some sentences that might work for our comparison question. This sentence, it is thought that we all spend a large part of our day on our smartphones or tablets, and this benefits us in many ways. Although it might look like it's a good sentence because it does talk about the fact that these things benefit us, it doesn't actually answer the question and tell us what this particular writer thinks about the use of social media. Let's zoom in on this section called Social Lives. So we can see the first sentence says that social media connects us to the world. We can also see that we can express ourselves freely, which can help shy people feel more confident, and we can connect with friends and family at home or abroad instantly, and we can make new friends worldwide. So we can see straight away that all of these sentences could be used in our comparison question because it's definitely the writer's own opinion about the use of social media and its benefits. So let's have a look at these sentences, all written down one after the other, and check them against the question. I'm pretty happy that these answer the first part of our comparison. So basically we can use any of these sentences in our comparison. So the next step is to have a look at text B. If you look at this sentence, while I fully agree with Helen Baker that social media has become an important part of modern society, I feel strongly that it has had a negative effect. So we can see straight away that this writer feels that social media is a negative thing. It's really good to look at the first section of your text and get a feel for the text this way. Alright, so let's get back to these sentences that we picked out from text A. I've just taken an extract from text B here, and I want to see if I can find any similar sentences to those we picked out from text A. Okay, so social media connects us to the world. Well, from text B we can see that this sentence, we may be more connected but only at a distance, is on a similar topic. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for similar sentences in text B or sentences on the same topic. Step 5 is to write our first comparison. The exam board suggests the following structure. So you must try and follow this in every one of your comparison questions that you have to answer either in mock exams or in your real exam. In text A, the writer states, then you insert that quote we found from text A, and then you need a little linking word to link both parts of the comparison together. Whereas, and, or but in text B, the writer states, and then insert quote from text B. So you can see here that I've inserted both of the quotes there. In text A, the writer states that social media connects us to the world, whereas in text B, the writer states that we may be more connected, but only at a distance. Now, you actually need to write two whole comparisons. The first one should take a quote from text A and text B and put them together. The second comparison should do the same thing once again. So, we are going to find relevant sentences in text A and text B and write our second comparison. So I've pulled up these extracts from text A and B. They are both about education. If we look at text A straight away, we can see this sentence, social media gives us educational opportunities, is quite similar or on the same topic as the first sentence in this paragraph from text B. I agree that social media can be educational, but it can also distract you from your studies. So I'm going to put that into a comparison because I'm quite happy with those. So the writers of both text A and B believe social media gives educational opportunities. However, the writer of text B believes it can also distract you from your studies. They both had a similar belief, but text B had something a little bit different to add, something a little bit negative, so that's why I've structured this comparison in that way. Your final answer should look like this. I won't read it all out to you, but you might want to pause the video at this stage and just read through the comparisons. You can see that there are two, as I explained earlier. Your first comparison gets you 1 mark. Your second comparison gets you the second mark, and that makes up your total of 2 marks. I hope you learned something useful from this video, and thank you for listening.